Kimberly. Welcome back to my channel full of magical geeky goodness. You guys remember Cruz. He's been on my channel quite a bit, and we have some amazing news to tell you guys.
Amazing!
We're engaged!
We did a thing.
We did a thing.
Well, I did a thing. I did a thing, and then she said yes to the thing.
Yeah.
I think that was the order of events, actually.
So if you guys have been following us on Instagram or Facebook, you may have already known this news. But of course, as soon as everyone found out, the first question was, how did he do it? So we decided that we were going to give you guys the proposal story.
Because I was smart, and I filmed it.
If you guys haven't known, we've been together for almost 6 years now.
How many was it before they engaged?
It was 5 years, 8 months, and 28 days.
Mm-hmm.
That was the day he proposed to me. We had been together 5 years, 8 months, and 28 days.
True story. I did the math.
So yeah, Cruz and I, way back in the day, we met on Tumblr, and we were living in 2 different states. It was an internet friendship, and then Cruz invited me to come spend Christmas with his family in 2011.
That happened.
I thought he was crazy, because I was like, there's no way your family's going to want to spend Christmas with some random stranger from the internet. But Cruz...
You don't know my parents.
Cruz had his mom Skype me and invite me up herself.
Officially.
Yeah.
And then Brittany flew up on my birthday.
Yeah.
My 21st birthday.
Yeah.
She was a good present.
So we've been together ever since. So December 21st of 2011. I went up to New Jersey, went to college in New Jersey, but we were still long distance because Cruz was always touring. After I graduated, we moved out to Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. So since we've been here, we've been doing a lot of traveling and exploring, hiking, camping, backpacking, those kinds of things.
That's why we started the Compass Couple.
This last trip in September, we were taking a trip to the Channel Islands.
Yeah, we planned a trip together.
Yeah. So
Cruz had other plans.
And actually going to the Channel Islands was even my idea.
Mm-hmm.
Cruz decided to take advantage of it. How are you feeling, like, before we went on the trip?
Before we went on the trip,
Yeah.
I was a nervous wreck. I was like horrible to be around because I was nervous about everything. Brittany has way too much access to my life, and all of a sudden every Facebook ad I'm getting is for engagement rings because I'm constantly looking at engagement rings when she's not around, and like because of damn Google AdWords and all that stuff, every time I open a page I'm getting engagement ring, win an engagement ring, buy an engagement ring, insure an engagement ring. To a certain extent, Brittany and I had obviously talked about marriage for a long time. It was more of a timing thing.
Yeah. So I started having a feeling that it was definitely coming very soon. I didn't know exactly when it would be coming. I didn't even know if he had bought a ring yet. But but like he said, like I have access to a lot of his stuff. Like he asked me to look something up on his iPad and a message from my uncle pops up and I'm like, why is he talking to my uncle? And stuff like that. So like I had a feeling it was coming. I just didn't know exactly when.
She's a nosy Nelly.
So then we go to the Channel Islands.
So we planned the trip to the Channel Islands months previously.
Yeah.
I had been looking for an opportunity. I didn't want to just propose somewhere average. It had to be good. And I just knew that this is probably the right timing. I knew a lot of information about what Brittany wanted in an engagement ring. Her list was specific, but not the easiest either. So I spent a lot of time going back and forth on different things, and then when I found it, I finally knew. I just bought it that day.
The day of.
The day of.
So we pack up all of our stuff. We leave super early in the morning to drive to Ventura, which is where we were getting the...
You have to take a boat. It's an island.
Yeah. So we get onto the boat, and it's about an hour and a half boat ride.
Mm-hmm. So first cruise stress moment of the day is she has to put the gear on the boat and stand there with it, and I have to go park the car. So I hand her my backpack. And as soon as I'm walking to the car, I'm like, there's a freaking engagement ring in that backpack. All she has to do is like start looking for chapstick or something, and I'm done.
But he didn't just like have the ring box in there. He put the ring box in my glasses case.
I hid it in the glasses case in like the water compartment of my day pack.
Yeah. So the boat ride was awesome. We saw hundreds and hundreds of dolphins, like crazy.
Literally hundreds of dolphins.
There was a ton of dolphins. We saw sea lions, and the boat ride itself was just fun.
Yeah.
So, and then we got to the island, took all of our stuff off the boat, and took it to our campsite. And
Backpacked it out to the campsite.
Mhm.
Which we just got lucky. I think we had the best campsite on that island. We totally randomly picked it, and I don't think I would ever stay in a campsite aside from 002 on Santa Cruz Island.
002, that's a good campsite, guys.
So good.
We set up camp and we eat lunch, and Cruz is like, let's go for a short hike today.
Oh yeah, I had prefaced this whole trip with like, you know, we're going to be on the island for 3 days without showering, so if we want to take good photos for our blog or your YouTube, we should do it early on the first day, and we should take the boat ride over and say makeup ready.
Yeah, so we hike up to Cavern Point, which is about, it's a mile and a half round trip, right?
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
It's pretty steep, but it's not super far.
Yeah, so we hike up to Cavern Point, which is like this gorgeous cliff looking over the
Overlook.
ocean. And Cruz is like, we should make a video intro for our blog.
It's easy to put Brittany on camera because of things like this
Yeah.
right now.
So I'm
So
not
while
worried about
she
the camera.
probably has like some inclination that I'm not being entirely honest with her, it's still really not out of the ordinary.
Oh yeah, because he wanted to bring my whole tripod, and he's very much against packing anything we don't need. And he was like, "Hey,
Ultralight
we should bring the big tripod." I'm like,
I was like, yeah, look at all these pictures I'm seeing online. There's no way you could take these beautiful photos without a tripod on this island.
So we get up there. He sets up the tripod, and I start getting a little nervous. Like I got some butterflies because I was like,
I've been nervous for about 3 months at this point. So
because not only did he set up the tripod and the camera, he starts rummaging through his day pack, and it's like taking him.
you noticed?
Yeah.
Why did you do that? You were like looking out backwards. There was no good way to put the ring box in my pocket, like inconspicuously,
This is big.
and I had already hidden it, so she's right, I was really looking for it.
Yeah.
Box where it's big, and I like had my sweatshirt on, so I took my sweatshirt off and like tied it around my waist, 90s style, and like side hipped it so it was covering the ring box, and I looked stupid, but I was like, I gotta do it anyway.
Then I start saying the intro, which you guys can see here. Hi guys, I'm Brittany,
And I'm Cruz.
and we're the Compass Couple. And then Cruz interrupts
Then I
me.
punked her.
And by this point, I kind of had an idea of what was going on, but I was still really nervous.
Brittany thinks that this is an intro for a YouTube video, but it's something I should have done a long time ago.
What?
So Brittany,
What?
we've been together
Yeah.
for 5 years, 8 months, and 28 days.
You counted it down?
Yeah. She's really nervous, I'm really nervous. It's on camera, but she's not out of filming mode. So as soon as I start having this emotional conversation with her about the 5 years, 8 months, and 28 days that we've been together, she interrupts me and tells me to speak up. And totally kills my vibe, and I say something totally stupid. We became friends on the internet, and then we started dating on the internet. And
You have
came
to speak up.
visit
This
me.
camera's not going to hear you.
So what?
Okay.
It's for you,
Okay.
if not for that.
Okay. So he spent all this time like trying to make sure all the cameras were set up. And I kind of knew what was happening at that point, and I was like, he's trying to get this on camera, but the camera's not going to hear him, so I have to tell him to speak up.
And you can hear me perfectly.
You can
fine.
hear him perfectly.
It was perfect.
Because the GoPro 5 has some issues with audio sometimes, so
But we were in the middle of nowhere.
I was worried about it. But
Talking
yeah.
directly to camera.
So I like interrupt him, and then he was like, "Shut up! This is not about the camera. This is about you." So then he continues on, and this is him proposing.
We became friends on the internet. Then you came to fly all the way to New Jersey to meet me in person, which was crazy, but I think it worked out pretty well for you. Because then you started going to school in New Jersey, and then we moved to California together,
Yeah.
which is a lot of stuff in 5 years, 8 months, and 28 days.
Yeah.
But I would personally like it if you spent more years with me, like forever. So. It was pretty straightforward. One me. Will you marry me? And what does Brittany say?
Oh.
Nothing.
I didn't say nothing. Okay, so Cruz says that I laughed in his face.
She laughed in my face.
I did not laugh in his face.
I know, I'm not implying that you did it rudely, but it did happen.
I was very excited, so I started like giggling. Exactly. I was very excited, so I like couldn't catch my breath.
But my brain and ears, I'm
Cruz,
assuming, in the same
Cruz,
way.
Look at me. You took my breath away.
Yeah, whatever. Will you marry me? Yes or no?
Yes.
Long story short, you know, it obviously only lasted for all of 5 seconds, but in my head it felt like an hour, and I'm just sitting there on my knee with the thing, and I'm like, well, yes or no?
Yeah, and he's like, it took you like a whole minute to say yes. You watch this video, you see it.
I'm aware of the fact that it was a lot slower, but in my mind I was just, you know, sweating bullets. Not that I knew she wasn't going to say yes. The smile and the laughter was plenty of a clue, but, you know, you got to seal the deal here. It's a pretty intense transaction going on.
Oh, meanwhile, at the bottom of the hill, there's this other couple who's just like staring at us the whole time.
Oh yeah, and she finally like said yes, and we hug and kiss, and then I'm like, those people still staring at us? He's like, yeah, they're still staring at us. I was like, okay, let's not look at them yet. Still staring.
Like I said, this whole thing happened on an island. The first day of a 3-day trip on an island. We had no cell service.
Which was my plan all along.
I got just enough service to call my mom, and she was super excited about everything. And I was able to talk to my mom for like 10-20 minutes.
Apparently your mom gets great island service.
Yeah.
Mommy Cruz just proposed.
He did?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I got the chills so bad.
The
I'm
ring is
so
so
happy for the
beautiful.
Huh?
The ring is so beautiful.
Send me a picture.
I will.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. You're gonna make me cry.
And then, but then we were like tried calling his parents and like my brother, and like couldn't talk to anyone else. Like no service for anyone. But in a way, it was great because
Yeah, we had this whole 3-day trip planned, and we went hiking, and we took a lot of pictures so Brittany could do this. And then we went kayaking, and we took a lot of pictures, basically just so Brittany could do this.
It's really sparkly, guys.
And
I really
then
love
we
my
got
ring.
on the ferry ride to come back to the mainland, and of course we took a lot of pictures, but mostly so Brittany could do this.
But that was the thing, like, as soon as we got back and we posted on Instagram, of course, everyone was texting us and calling us, like, all the time, and it was nice to just,
Yeah.
like, have those first
We
few
had
days
enough,
to ourselves.
yeah, we had enough pictures to post by the time we got back, so it wasn't like we were unprepared to share the news. And like, if we had gotten 1,000 Facebook likes or whatever on our 3-day camping trip, that kind of would have taken away from it a little
Yeah,
bit.
so it was nice to just be together.
Go me.
So we are in the nitty-gritty of the wedding planning, which is both fun and a little bit stressful.
Nitty gritty is an understatement if I ever heard one.
But we're so excited, and we wanted to share this news with you guys.
Yeah, no regrets.
No regrets. Oh, I'm excited. If you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and if you're not already, please subscribe. There will be
Subscribe
lots
to her.
more wedding stuff coming up in
She
the
has a
future.
cute face. You should subscribe.
Yay. We'll see you guys very soon with a new video.